in honor of it being Christmas, I am going to be doing the Christmas Carol book tag. So it's festive, it's fun, let's do this. Let's just get right into the questions. This tag was created by Lauren Wade. I will link her channel down in the description. And yeah, let's get into it. So question 1 is The Ghost of Christmas Past, a book that was a childhood favorite. I remember when I was a kid, I don't have necessarily one book that I absolutely loved. That's a lie. I do. I was going to say Babysitter's Club, the entire series, because I absolutely love those. But my favorite book as a kid was A Little Princess. I used to love that book so much. My dad bought me a copy of it. Yeah, I do still have it. If this isn't the most well-loved book you've ever seen, I literally used like Scotch tape to put the covers back on. I think I did that when I was like 10. I don't know. This book has definitely seen better days. Look, it's not even attached. It's literally not attached. But yeah, this is my favorite book as a child. My dad got me this like when I was really young, and I can't even tell you how many times I read this book, this exact copy. And yeah, it like, I know I'm never actually going to read this copy again because literally even just like opening it this much feels like if I opened it any farther, it would just break into pieces. But yeah, this was, it's like nostalgia. I can't get rid of it because like, it's just nostalgic for me. I love it. And the main character's name is Sarah, although it's spelled without an H, which is the lame way of spelling it. No offense if your name is Sarah spelled without an H. But yeah, I just really loved this book as a kid, and I literally read it to pieces. Question 2 is The Ghost of Christmas Present, and it is a recent book that you think will become one of your all-time favorites. That is very easy because it already is one of my all-time favorites, and I don't think it can be replaced. And that is the Gentleman Bastard series by Scott Lynch. I love those books so much. The Gentleman Bastard series by Scott Lynch is my new all-time favorite series. I love it so much. It's going to be an all-time favorite. Unless authors get real creative and real good at writing, because I've never read anything that can even compare or come close to the Gentleman Bastard series. I loved it so much, and I can't wait for the next one. Question 3 is The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, and it is a book coming out next year that you're most excited about. I would say Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim, I believe. It's a gender-bent retelling of The Count of Monte Cristo, which is my absolute all-time favorite classic. I'm really interested to see what they do with it in a like sci-fi, spacey, gender-bent retelling. It just sounds really interesting to me. That comes out January 7th of 2020, and I am super excited about it. Okay, so question 4 is Bah Humbug. Ooh! Bah Humbug. Bah Humbug. A book that everyone else loves that you just can't stand. Peter Pan. I feel like it's such a well-loved children's classic, and I just hated it. I couldn't stand it. It was like one of the bottom 3 books I read in 2019. I really didn't like it. And I feel really bad saying that because like I said, I know that a lot of people love Peter Pan, but I just didn't. I hated it. I really didn't enjoy it at all. Question 5, Bob Cratchit, an old dependable that you always recommend. I'm going to give 2 answers for this. One, because I was just kind of talking about it, so it comes to mind, and another that I always recommend, but it's genre specific. So my favorite sci-fi growing up, I first read it, I think, in 7th grade, and like well up until I was in my 20s, it was my favorite book, and that is Ender's Game. So if someone ever says they're interested in science fiction, I basically always say, oh my god, you should read Ender's Game. I love that book. I haven't reread it in a while, so I don't know how I would feel about it now. But, like, that's an old dependable that I always recommend when people say they want to read science fiction, because it was my favorite for so long. And then the other one that I recommend just in general is The Count of Monte Cristo. So if anyone is ever looking for a classic to read or just a really good revenge story, I always recommend The Count of Monte Cristo because I love that book so much. Those are two books that I do recommend a lot, and they're like older recommendations. Like now, if you ask me, I will just basically always say to everyone that you need to read the Gentleman Bastard series, but it said an old reliable, so there's two. Question 6 is Tiny Tim, an underhyped book that you think deserves more love. I feel like these videos are getting kind of repetitive because they, like, a couple of them are asking questions that are very similar, so the answer is already in my mind from the video that I filmed previously, so the answers are the same. But for this one, I would say the Atlantis Grail series by Vera Nazarian. It's YA sci-fi. It's like apocalyptic sci-fi in that there's a giant asteroid heading to Earth. There's nothing they can do to stop it. It's gonna impact and it's gonna destroy the Earth. So they're the first one's called Qualify. So this group of people are going through the qualification process to qualify to go on a ship and survive the end of the world, basically. And it's not like, so it started as a Wattpad story, and I think she still kind of like publishes chapter by chapter on Wattpad. I don't know that she gets like professional editing and beta reading and all this stuff done, but for what it is, like, this story is just so engrossing. Like, they're pretty long books, and I read them very, very quickly because it was just so enjoyable. So, like, it's not high literature by any means, but they're just so fun to read and entertaining that I flew right through them, and I never hear anybody talk about them. I'm part of a group on Facebook, this one group where this one girl always recommends this series, and every time I see her recommend it, I'm like, yes, read it. Like, because no one really talks about it. I've never heard this, like I said, besides that one girl, I've never heard anyone else talk about it, and it's a really good series if you're into YA sci-fi. Question 7. Today? Why, it's Christmas Day. It is Christmas Day! What's a book that always gets you in the mood for Christmas, apart from A Christmas Carol? Because the tag is called A Christmas Carol. Okay. What's a book that always gets you in the mood for Christmas? I don't necessarily have one. I just know every year leading up to Christmas, I read as many fluffy contemporary Christmas romances as I can get my hands on. And that just puts me in the mood for Christmas. Like, two people getting snowed in like a cabin, or like somebody having to work at the mall with the mall Santa. Not to say that I want the mall Santa involved in my fluffy Christmas romance, but you know, like, that comes to me because the one I'm reading now takes place at a mall. Doesn't have anything to do with a mall Santa. Any contemporary Christmas romance just puts me right in the mood for Christmas. I love them. I read a bunch of them every December. And honestly, like, I keep the Christmas spirit going and I read them in January too. Just saying. Question 8. The Muppet Christmas Carol. Your favorite film adaptation of a book. Okay, so something I don't talk about on this channel, I don't know if I've ever even mentioned it on this channel, is Harry Potter. And I don't talk about Harry Potter because I have feelings about Harry Potter. But my answer to the question is Harry Potter. I think the film adaptations of the Harry Potter books are really well done. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. Did they cut out some of my favorite things from the books? Yes, they did. But in terms of like quality and like how they did make them work so well, like, I really enjoy them. I also haven't seen all of them. I don't think I saw the last 2. But the ones I saw, I really, really enjoyed. And I think they have been like my favorite book to film adaptations thus far. Question 9 is just, it's not a question. It just says tag some people. But since it's Christmas today, I don't know if anyone would really be interested in doing the Christmas Carol book tag after Christmas. So, I mean, if you want to, please do. Definitely. I tag you. If you are interested in doing this tag, I tag you 100%. But, I mean, I'm not actually going to go through and like tag people because it's kind of late. That is it for the Christmas Carol book tag. I hope you enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. I love Christmas. I love being dressed in Christmas things. If you took time out of your Christmas to watch this video, Merry Christmas. I hope you are having a fantastic day. I hope you're really enjoying your holiday. And if it's after Christmas when you're seeing this, I hope you had a great holiday. And even if you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever holiday you celebrate, I hope it was/is/will be great. So there you go. That's it for this one. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.